One of my favorite movie lines is when Bane says,
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
I was born in it. Like, I understand it. I know how to navigate this space. And either way, whether you were born, whether you started out with a really rough set of circumstances, or whether you learned to adapt to it, there is a skill set about navigating dark times, challenges, things that will knock you off your square. The past couple of days, it felt pretty heavy. I'm not a stranger to this space. I don't know if I was born in it or if I adapted to it, but here I am. And there are some things that I typically do. So there's some neuroscience components that I have really learned to push into. Like, this is the positive side of all of this, of being able to focus on the things that are going to build you up and going to get you to a place where you are feeding on light and things that are good and so on. There's a ton of things that we can do exercise-wise and so on that are gonna build the positive components. But there are times when we actually need to stop running. And this is the part that I was thinking about today. Like, stop running, don't run. Because I've been doing all of the things. I'd done the exercise. I spent time with people. I had served somebody, a couple somebodies. Really spent time, helping them in genuine ways. And it was. I enjoyed it. It was great. But at the end of the day, the darkness was still here. And you know what? I sat down and said, okay, let's have a conversation. And the flip side of the neuroscience and the flip side of the positive thinking and feeding yourself with things that are going to build you up and so on is that sometimes the best thing to do is just sit down, stop running, and look yourself in the mirror and recognize the patterns that have been happening throughout your life. Despair, hopelessness, whatever. What is this? What are we talking about here? What's happening? What is the feeling? What are the emotions that I'm feeling? What are the messages that I'm telling myself? And begin to ask the question, when else have I seen this in my life? And so psychologically, they talk about work with the inner child. A lot of things that we hold on to and a lot of things that we see coming to bear in our lives now started when we were 4 or 7 or 3. Being able to recognize these patterns, being able to acknowledge the pain and the darkness. And now it is time to go, and it's time to start a new chapter. I am choosing life. I recognize that you've been there, that you've been a blanket of comfort at times. Grief is appropriate, but it is not meant to be more than a season. It's not meant to be something that I carry with me for the rest of my life. It's not meant to be a blanket of comfort. It's not meant to be a cape or a shawl or a jacket. You are meant to move forward. I am meant to move forward. And where we focus, our energy goes there. But if we keep running, if we're not actually confronting what happened, if we're not actually recognizing how horrible that was, and as horrible as it was, that does not mean there's something wrong with me. As awful as that experience felt, it is not because there is something wrong with you. So many times we take the experiences that we had, or we take something that somebody did to us, or we take things that we've done to other people, and we carry this weight with us for the rest of our lives. And some of us think that we deserve that. And some of us won't let this go because we know that it's my fault and I do not deserve to carry this. This is kind of my penance for being the type of person that I am, that did this or that allowed this, that either whether you're the victim, whether you're the perpetrator, and we're all victims and perpetrators at different times in our life. All of us. There's 0 people that get out of this. And so you have to get to a point at some time in your life where you face the music and where you say, you know what? I recognize where I was at and why I thought like that, and now it is time to let go. It is time to do something different. It's time to shed that weight, and it's time to forgive. Shed the weight. It's time to forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. It is time to let go. It is time to move forward. It is time to step out into the sunlight You don't deserve to be treated any way other than with kindness and respect and love. And anybody that treats you that way, remember, that stuff comes from a place of belief. It comes from a place of mindset. We act out our beliefs. Behavior always follows belief and not the other way around. People act out of their brokenness. You act out of your brokenness. The best thing you can do for yourself is forgive yourself, forgive other people, find peace, and then your behavior will begin to look like peace. It will begin to look like love toward yourself, toward other people, and the seeds that you sow in that season of your life are going to reap a reward of the same kind of thing. And it also gives you this ability to hold people loosely and to say, you know what? I know what it's like to be broken. I know what it's like to operate out of brokenness. And I see some of the negative things that came out of my mouth toward myself, toward other people. And I have grace for you because I recognize there's some work that you need to do in your head and in your heart. And if you could treat people better, if you could act better, you probably would. Because I don't think that the state that you're in, where these are the type of words that come out of your mouth, this is the type of thought process, this is the type of behavior that I see, that feels toxic. And I have compassion for you because I recognize this would be a miserable way to live. And I have forgiveness for you, whether you ask for it or not. And I can live free. And when you're ready for freedom, it's there for you. So moving forward, dealing with the darkness is a balance. It is both facing the music and it is choosing something better and lighter and freer. Be well, my friend. If this added value to your life, please share it with somebody. Please leave a comment. Please like, and I'll see you next time.